Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Raghu here. In this class, we will discuss about user input and output. In our previous classes, we already discussed about data type conversions. So we use the concepts which we already discussed in our previous classes. So please follow our playlist from the beginning so that you will have a better understanding of the complete Python language. The link for the playlist is provided in the description below. Coming to today's class, we will take an example and understand what's user input and output. Let's take our first example code. So this is our first example code. A is equal to 25, print A. So we have taken a value 25 into the variable A. So now we try to execute this code. So I am executing this code. What's the output we got here? 25. Again I will execute this code. What's the output we got here? 25. Again I will execute this code. What's the output we got here? 25. So how many times I execute this code? The A will be assigned with the same value 25 because we already given the value. But this is not the situation which is helping us in the real time situations. In the real time situations, we have to take input. Most of the times we have to take input from the user, means from the keyboard. Let's take an example like this. Suppose if you insert your debit card in the ATM system. So what will happen when you insert the card? It will start executing a program inside the ATM. So in between it will ask you, it will stop executing the program and it will ask you enter your password. So the program will take input from the keyboard, from the user. That is what user input is. So when you entered your password, again it's continuing its execution. The program inside the ATM, it will continue its execution, and again in the middle it will ask for enter the amount. You want to get the amount from this account. So like that we have to take input from the users. So how to take input from the users in Python? In Python we will take input from the users, means from the keyboard, using the function called input. Input is the function which takes input from the whatever you entered in the keyboard, that's taken in as an input, and it will assign to the variable A. Okay, so, and here what's the string that's inside the function? Whatever the string that's provided in the input function, that will be displayed on the screen, because if the user wants to enter a value, he has to know what's the value he has to enter. So enter your password. After that enter the amount you want to get from your account. So it has to display some message. That's the string this is displaying on the screen. So let's execute this code, you will understand it. So it is asking me for the enter a value. If I entered the value 76 and if I press the enter, then the value is given to the variable A. So what we have displayed here, print A, type of A. What's the type of A? It is showing it as str. Str means string type. So by default input function will convert our value, whatever the value you entered at the keyboard, it is converted into string format. So what we have to do if you want to take only integer type values? So take the next example, int. So that's the type conversion function which we used in our last class. Int is the function that converts our string data type into integer data type. If you want to take only integer values, you have to place this input function in the function int. So let's execute this code. You will understand that. So after executing this code, it is asking for enter an integer. So if you place an integer 76 and press enter, what's happening here? So the int, the type of the variable is changed to int because the value you entered is converted from a string type to integer type. Let's execute the code again and check the so here I am giving it as a n6. So what's the message it is showing here? the invalid literal for int of with base 10 n6. We cannot convert this n value into integer type. That's why int function, the type conversion function int is displaying a message. Okay, so it cannot convert. This is how we use typecasting, typecasting in Python. So next let's take an example here. The next example which we consider here is take details of an employee. ID is equal to input, enter your ID. Name is equal to input, enter your name. Salary is equal to float, means we are converting the input into float data type. Let's execute this code so that we'll understand. So it is asking for ID. ID is 125. Okay, I entered the value. So next it is asking for enter your name. Name means Suresh. I entered it. Asking for enter your salary, 25,000. So entered the name, entered the salary. So it is displaying print type of ID. What's the type of ID? str. We not yet converted this into any type. That's why default it will take it as a string type. But we converted our last value, enter your salary, into floating point data type. That's why it's saying it as float type. Okay, next one is what we have to take if we want to take only characters from the keyboard. We don't have any type character in the Python language. Single character with strings with single character is considered as a character type in Python. So how to take characters from the keyboard? So gender is equal to input of enter your gender, and we are taking only the 0th character. See here, we will execute this, we will understand. So if you execute this, if you type it as female, so how many words are there in this, how many characters are there in this string? FEMALE, 6 characters are there. So the first character is assigned the index value 0, second will be assigned the index value 1, third will be 2, like that it will be assigned. So what's this syntax we will understand when we discuss about string type and functions in our next classes. For now you remember this syntax, you will understand this syntax in our next classes. So we are taking the single character. Which character we are taking? 0th position character. 0th position we are having a F. F means in the female, the first character we are having as a F. That is what we will get as the input. So print gender. Gender is taking only single character F. This is how we take characters from the input keyboard. So next one is eval function. What's eval function? You can take expressions and eval function will do calculation of those expressions. Let's execute this, we will understand that. So we can take expressions here. 2 plus 5 multiplied by 2. So we have given expressions. So this expression is evaluated using the eval function. So what's the output we are getting? A is equal to 12. 5 into 2, 10. 10 plus 2, 12. So that's the output we got from, because eval function will evaluate the expression and the output is assigned to the A, variable A. That is how we take inputs from keyboard in Python. Input function is used. The same way, after executing the program, we have to display the output to the user. We have to display it in different formats. We have to display it in a understandable manner. How to display it in the understandable manner? For that they have given a function called print function. So print function, using this print function we can display the outputs in understandable manner. For that they have given different formats. So we will understand some of the formats mostly used in our Python language. Okay, if you want to, let's take an example. X is equal to 5. If you want to display variables, x is a variable. If you want to display variables, so what we'll do here is print, just write the variable name. It will display the value that present in the variable. Okay, next, coming to the next, if you want to display the string string value, means I want to display the hello world. So how we will display it? As a print quotations in the double quotes, we have to write the string that you want to display. So when you execute this, the output is a hello world. So like that same, next one is if you want to display both combination of strings and variables, what we have to do? So combination of strings and variables can be done in different ways. We will understand all the ways how to display the combination of strings and variables. Let's take an example. Name is equal to Suresh, salary is equal to 25,000. So print in the quotations, see here in the red mark, in the quotations we are displaying the both. We are displaying both the string and variables. I want to display it like this. The salary of, what is this percentage S? Percentage S is the format specifier. So in this place, in the place of percentage S, it can display a string variable. If you want to display a string variable, you have to give the format specifier as a percentage S. So the salary of percentage S is percentage I. If you want to display a integer type variable, you have to mention the format specifier as I. So the string is closed here. So what variables you have to display it here in place of percentage S and percentage I? That variables list should be mentioned after completion of that string. Okay, you understand that? That variable should be mentioned here after the completion. So percentage I, we have to mention it as percentage and the bracket it's missing. So let's execute it. In place of percentage S, the first format specifier encountered here is percentage S. So you have to mention the first one as a string type variable. It will check like that. The first one is encountered as a percentage S. So first variable you have to mention as string type. The second format specifier encountered here is a percentage I. You have to mention the second one as integer data type. So execute it. The output is salary of Suresh is, in place of percentage S, it has a displayed Suresh is 25,000. In place of percentage I, it take the variable salary variable. This is how we display both combination of variables and strings using one of the way to display the both combination of strings and variables. The second approach, in this they have mentioned the other way. Name is equal to Suresh, salary is equal to 25,000. Here instead of percentage S, they have mentioned as a percentage NS. In the bracket we have given the name to the variable. This is one of another way to display the variables in the strings. So we have given the name N. Like that same way for percentage I, we have given the name S. So now S salary, N name. In place of S, salary will be displayed. In place of N, name will be displayed. Here we have to follow the standards. Here we have to follow the sequence. First percentage S has been displayed, so we have to name the percentage S, means name is a string type. Here no need to follow the sequence. You can assign because we have named it as S and N. Where whatever you have mentioned here, S value will be displayed here, displayed at this position. N value will be displayed at this position. No need to follow the sequence. That's the use of this. Other than that, everything is same above. Whatever we discussed above, the same thing will happen here. We no need to follow the sequence here. That's the advantage of this format. So when we execute this, salary of Suresh is 25,000. See, I changed the sequence. Salary is mentioned this side and name is mentioned the other side. Still we are getting the same output. That's the use of this using a naming. Next one is A is equal to 5. Print zero padding. Zero padding percentage 05 I. What's this 05 value will do is it will take integer values of 5 spaces, and if your integer value is only 1 space, it will place the remaining values as zeros. Zero padding will be done. So check the output. What's the output we got here? So it has taken 5 places. So our integer value is 5. So what it's doing here, it is remaining 4 places here padded with 0. Let's take the input as 50. What happens? See, 0 0 5 0. This is how we do padding before integer values. And the same way space padding means here the space padding, here we mentioned it as percentage, here we mentioned it as percentage 05. Here without 0 it's taken as a space padding, means it will take 5 spaces. The remaining spaces will be padded with empty space. That's the meaning of space padding. Next one is a is equal to 15 printf hexadecimal format. If you want to display our decimal format numbers into hexadecimal format, we will use the format specifier %x. X is mentioned for hexadecimal. If you take it as, so let's execute this code. A is equal to 15. 15 is mentioned in hexadecimal format. F is the hexadecimal value for 15. If you want to display it in the capital letter F, you have to take it as capital X. See, it's displayed as capital F. So in order to convert our decimal values into hexadecimal, we use format %x. Next one is a is equal to 15. If you want to display it in the octal format, we use %o. So octal value for 15, decimal value 15, octal number is 17. That's the octal value for decimal number 15. Next one is a is equal to 1000. If you want to display it in the exponential form, this format we already discussed when we discuss about floating point numbers in data types class. So you already know about this. What this format means? 1.000 10 cube, that's the value of, that's the representation of exponential format. If you want to display it in the exponential format, use %e. Okay, next one is name is equal to Suresh. So whatever we have done above, we can do it using another function called format of function. This is another way of showing the same, displaying the strings and variables in the. So displaying the variables in the strings, we use the function called format. So what's this function will do is, format will take the input variables and it will place it in the given string. So why we have used dot here, we will understand when we discuss about class, object, methods, functions. When we discuss about that, we will understand it. So this format is a function from the string class. So this is the string. From that class we are calling a function called format. Clear understanding will be obtained in our next classes when we discuss about the functions. Okay, so what it will do is, it will take the variables name and salary, it will place it in the flower brackets, whatever, in the sequence. It will follow the sequence. Name is placed in the first space, salary is placed in the second place, like that. If you want to assign numbers, you can assign that. So whenever you execute this, we got it as a salary of Suresh is 25,000. So next one is, we can assign numbers, 0th variable. So name is taken as the 0th variable, salary is taken as first one. If you are having a 5 variables, 0 1 2 3 4, like that, it will be assigned. You can place whatever the position you want. You can switch the values also. If you place 0 here, name will be displayed here. If you place 1 here, salary will be displayed here. Okay, that's the second format we used in the format function. The next one is we can do the naming also. N and S, in the above we discussed the same way. We can assign the naming. The same thing we can be done using the format function. We can assign the names here. N is given at this position and S is given at this position. N is equal to name, S is equal to salary. Salary of Suresh is 25,000. The same way, next one, A is equal to 15. If you want to display it in the binary format of A integer value, so what we will do, in the brackets 0 colon B means binary format, whatever the value, the binary format value of 15 is all ones. That is how we displayed binary value of decimal number 15. If you want to display it in the hexadecimal format, X should be given. If you want to display in the octal format, O should be given. The same way next, A is equal to 1.12489. So 0.3f, what is this value? Floating point number. If you want to display floating point number, and here how many values are there after floating point? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values, but we are rounding it off to 3 values. That's the meaning of this 0.3 value before f. So here the output is 1.125. It is doing the round off here. 124 is rounded off to 125. So the last one is, this is the easiest one, and most of them use this method in order to display both strings and variables. Most of them will use this. What's this is? See here in the quotations we have to give the string, comma. If you want to display variable, after that give the variable name, comma. If you want to display again another string, give it in the quotations, comma. If you want to display variables, give it in the variable. Okay, these are the some of the output display formats which we discussed. Hope you understand the concepts. If you have any questions regarding the concept, please post your questions in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. Thank you.